Hey, blessings, your girl coming back in with another one. With another one. Y'all see that title? Wherever it's at, y'all see that title. Evil. We're going to get right into it. Evil is easy. Evil is easy. That's why so many people do it, okay? That is why that when you're with a narcissist and then you find out that whatever they did to the person before you and before that is what they're doing to you. Evil is easy, okay? And it's easy because, well, not to me. Let me say this first. It's not easy to me because you have to keep up with all your lies. You have to keep up with all these people. You have to use so much of your energy, to keep up with this lifestyle that you want to live. But to them, it's easy because when they get new people, new supplies or whatever, they use the same playbook. And so it works for so long unless they get someone that's like, nah, red flag. Those are people that, look, they clocked it. It's clocked. So if you ever been with a narc, and even though you didn't clock it when you was with them, when you were aware, clocked it, clocked. Okay? But evil is easy for them. What's not easy for them, like remembering the lies, remembering this, remember what they said or whatever. But it's still easy to them, and they're thinking that it's fun. Okay? They're thinking that it's fun. And it's not fun at all. It's not fun at all to you. And when they get a person that was really, really good to them, because I know that narc, God tried to let me, but God was like, hold up. Hey. God was like, hold up, wait. Because just when I was like, okay, because the Satan tried to remind me of the good parts of the narc, okay? But then the easy evil that they do, they F that up, okay? Because then I got a message that God was telling me, nope, they're not gone. They're not gone. You still there. You still there. You stupid as hell. And I'm talking about the most evil one. I'm talking about that most evil one. Like, they don't forget you. They don't forget you at all. The ones that like was the best that they ever had, they didn't get that from their mammy. They didn't get that from their pappy. They didn't get that from their marriage or relationships or whatever, job or neighbors, whatever. They didn't get that. But you gave them something no one ever gave them, but they still wanted to do that easy evil that made you leave. Done. Okay? It was easy just to keep continuing what they did, whether they thought it was going to change or not, whether they thought you were stupid or not. It doesn't even really matter. It's just not going to work. And if it worked for a long time when they feel comfortable, they never know when you're going to be like, time's up. Time's up. That's the part that they don't want when it blows up. It's like you can't keep lighting the fuse. You can't keep lighting the fuse and stumping it out. Or try to stump it out, but you can't stump it out. So everything explodes. Okay? That's what they do. That's what they do. Okay? And so the evil that they continue to do, and they don't think, especially these narcs with money, they don't think that they have to pay for how they behaved in this lifetime. Okay? I don't give a damn what they believe. You can believe in the Most High. You can believe in whatever you believe. But at the end of the day, at the end of this lifetime, why wouldn't we have to be accountable for how we live this life? Now, it's sad, and I'm not God. It's sad that you can be punished the same as them for something as smoking, something. Well, that's another story. because I feel like they changed the Bible. But from what I'm getting, you can be punished just as well or have the same fate as them, even though you wasn't evil. But the reason why they're evil, because it's easy. Being a good person, following the Bible, following the Lord, the Most High. Some of us think that's hard. I had my conversations with God too. I did. I had my conversations with God too. Like, I just rather had not be here than to have to live this perfect life that I don't know if I can do. I don't know if I can do. But if you know the Bible, God had people that did the most of the most of the most that became disciples. So what the devil to me does, he tries to like trigger you over here and say and make you believe that God won't accept you over here because being evil is easy. Even if you're not being evil to anyone else, maybe you're just doing something harming yourself. God knows that. And that's his decision on how he will react to that when the time comes. But these knocks, these evil people, they don't care. They already know that they're just going to do this. They don't care. They try to like psych themselves out and be delulu that none of that exists so that can make them feel better about being evil because it's easy. I remember being with the most evil narc. The most evil narc, and I said this before in other videos. The reason why I thought this was the most evil narc, and I had narcs before, but this one was like spiritual, financial, emotional, like just every abuse that you can ever think of. But when it came to spiritual, when my spirit was broken, it was like I had these other narcs, especially these broke ass narcs. I had them, but they didn't have, how do I say, they didn't have the knowledge, or they wasn't a full-blown narc at that time, or they didn't think they can qualify to do this level, okay, where they can like break you down all these levels. But a narc that's like a full-blown narc or a narc with money, they take you through these levels to the point where you're just like, oh, I get it now. That's when the Most High step in. That's when the Most High steps in, okay? And it doesn't even really matter if they feel some type of way later, because they know who you were. They wasn't who they presented themselves as being, but they knew who you were. You made their life so much better. How could someone make your life so much better and all you want to do is hurt them? How? Why would you even do that? Why would you even do that? Because evil is so much easier. Like I said, being with that narc, that most evil narc, and you always gonna be the most evil narc because you still there. You still there. Poor narcs, they just gotta weigh out their options, okay? They just gotta weigh out their options. But the ones with the money, and then they realize they go back in time trying to figure out who's the best, and they know who they cannot never get back. Okay? And they feel some type of way, so they gotta do something. They gotta do something. And they so damn stupid, because every time they do something, it's a receipt. It's a receipt. It's a receipt. Okay? It is a receipt. When I thought I was living on a sitcom with this narc, like, it was like, you remember when you was a little girl, for the females, you played house. I felt that way at one point, where although I had my real children, and narc had his real child, whatever, and we coming together or whatever, and so when we had to decide things, I would be like, okay, family meeting, and one time I said that, it didn't even feel real. It's like you always on a sitcom or a nightmare or horror movie, okay? Because that's all they know. Evil is easy for them. It's so easy for them. Okay? Now, I'm going to end this with a story time. This is the most evil I ever had to tell. Here's my story time. So, the husband and the wife got married. He was infertile. He couldn't have kids, okay? That happens sometimes. Sometimes it happened to the woman. So she came up with a plan like, oh, let's go. We can do vitro. We can whatever and raise our kids and whatever. He agrees. Okay? So she's saying it's costing whatever it's costing. And he's like, okay, pay for it. Medical. And some parts of it was on the insurance. But it was medical, whatever. I don't even know how this happened. Because she put some of it on the insurance. But she only went a couple of times. But the couple of times that she went, y'all, you can't make this up. She was on birth control. So what happened was that she was trying to get pregnant by her side supply, making her husband think that it was, the fraternal clinic, making him think that the babies was going to be his, because she went to the clinic and whatever. How evil is that? Evil is easy. She found an easy way to cheat. Not only just to cheat, but to deceive this man into raising her side supply children while she still have her side supply. You can't make this up. Evil is easy. Do y'all hear me? Evil is easy. Okay, I do have another story that I want to tell, but I'm not going to tell it because I don't want to make this video too long. But I discovered something a couple of days ago that I didn't discover until I had to think back like, your crazy ass was a narc from the beginning. And your mammy. And all of y'all. Until I figured it out. But evil is easy. It's very, very easy. And these narcs that wish they never effed up with you, they're always lurking. They're always spying. They're always in your ish. They're always following. They do whatever that they can do. They never going to give you a break because evil is easy. The only break that you ever going to get is when God enough. Poof. And they don't go to God. They got to wait Judgment Day. That part. Because people think when you die, you just go where you got to go. No. We still have Judgment Day. Even if you already passed. And they're going to have to decide what they want to do with their life. Because it's Judgment Day. Whether they want to believe it or not. And I know that most evil narc that I dealt with, large narc, he probably get it together. All the ones before them, they probably get it together. But that most evil narc ain't gonna get it together because of pride. Because of pride. And pride would just get you what you get. Pride. And at the end of this lifetime, at the end of the day, at the end of whatever, they gonna have to deal with the decisions. Y'all hear me? The decisions that they made. Just like me. I'm gonna go. But I don't think it's just me. I don't think that if you were a narc and you was easy evil and you was not a narc and you smoked a cigarette, that God would make the same decision. I don't know. But they another video. They did alter the Bible. But only the Most High has the last decision on your soul. So with that being said, I got to go. So with that being said, may you all sleep blessed. May the blood cover you and the angels as you're sleeping and slumbering, and cover your house as you're sleeping and slumbering, and as you go in and out to where you have to be. Be blessed. Be blessed, y'all. I had to come in with this one.